And then I'd wait for you to get lax, and then boom! I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not even man. I ain't even human. I'm an alien, bro. I ain't even real.
You don't fucking go there. I'll fuck you up right here if you say anything about my goddamn wife. I swear to fucking God.
God damn it. Follow me out of the gym. It will just be me.
All right, if you're watching this, chances are you already know who today's subject is. Mr. Wesley Thomas Watson. If not, do yourself a favor, type his name into YouTube, and enjoy the absolute rabbit hole of content. But today we're not talking about his motivational yelling or his $5,000 a month coaching programs. No, today we're talking about his open felony case out of Miami for 2 counts of aggravated battery. We're going to break down the police report, go through the surveillance footage, and analyze the court documents to see where this case is heading. Is Wes Watson about to trade in his Rolex for a court-ordered ankle monitor? Let's find out.
Follow me out of the gym. It will just be me.
Wes Watson loves to challenge his haters to fight him at his gym. It's kind of his thing. But what he probably didn't expect was that somebody would actually take him up on the offer. And that's where his legal troubles begin. December 29th, 2024, Watson allegedly got into an altercation that ended in 2 felony aggravated battery charges. We have the police report and we have the surveillance footage. Unfortunately, YouTube has some rules, so I've censored the worst of it, but you're feeling adventurous, the uncensored version is out there. And a huge shout out to the Johnny Bravo channel for providing this, and he is definitely a channel to check out for all your Wes Watson content. Definitely go check that out.
So if you see here, you can see the little bitch boy take out the watch and put it in his pocket because he knows what he's going to do. Now take a look. You see the monster lunge forward. I can't tell if he's going after Wes or if he's being pushed from this footage. But you can see the asshole with the dumbbell in his hand, with his arm around his back, and then Wes is pulling his ponytail. And then we have another one of the goons throwing a kick to his face and then holding him down with his other hand. And then the biggest pussy of them all, this fat pig, he throws a kick to make it look like he did something, the piece of shit. And then over here, you got Wes on top throwing over 45 punches right here alone. And this other asshole with the dumbbell still in his hand. And then somebody from the gym came over to try to pull Wes off of him. And then Wes pushed him away and they kept on holding him down, poking in his eyes and pulling his hair. And right when you think it's over, having taken over 50 shots to the head and 7 soccer kicks by Wes alone, he wasn't finished yet.
He came over here. I called him on the clock. Push that. Yeah. Oh! Learn video, boy. Tell you what. You learn video. Look at you, you pussy. You learn video. God, you tough guy now, huh? You a tough guy, huh? Hold the tapes. Came over and try to fight. Hold the tapes. Pussy. Come on, go.
At the end.
So aggravated battery isn't just a slap on the wrist. It's a serious felony. It means there was either a weapon involved or the injuries were severe. In Florida, a conviction could mean up to 15 years in prison per charge. It's not exactly coaching money. And since Wes Watson has quite the extensive criminal history, that's only going to make his sentence potentially higher. Now, the police report states that Watson was arrested after the victim, who, by the way, Watson allegedly challenged to a fight, ended up with serious injuries that required medical attention. Self-defense? The surveillance footage isn't looking too great for that argument, but we'll get to that. Now I'm going to put up a copy of the police report here. So according to the police report, on Sunday, December 29th, 2024, at approximately 0840 hours, Officer Reyes was dispatched to an incident in regards to a violent fight. Officer Reyes made contact with Mr. Watson, who stated he was working out when the victim approached him wanting to fight. They began to argue verbally, which escalated to a physical fight. Officer Reyes made contact with the victim, who stated that he had gone to the location of the incident to confront the defendant. The victim stated that the verbal argument escalated to a physical altercation as he was hit with the weight belt and then assaulted by multiple people. The CCTV shows the victim set up his phone to start recording the interaction between him and the defendant. The victim and the defendant began to argue verbally until the victim pushed the defendant. The victim, defendant, and another group of males continue to argue verbally as the defendant takes off his weightlifting belt. The defendant is seen striking the victim several times with the weightlifting belt. The defendant and the other males are seen striking and kicking the victim several times as he is on the ground. The defendant continued to punch and kick the victim several times until an employee of the establishment intervened and the physical altercation ceased shortly thereafter. On Friday, January 24th, 2025, at approximately 13:08 hours, the victim arrived at the City of Miami Violent Crimes Unit and provided a sworn audio recorded statement. The victim stated that he approached the defendant because he wanted to know why he went around wanting to fight people. The victim stated that the verbal argument ensued, which quickly escalated to the defendant striking him with the weightlifting belt and then being physically attacked by the defendant and the other male suspect. The victim was struck and kicked in the face multiple times by the defendant. The victim identified the defendant in the lineup, and as a result, the victim did suffer a face fracture, a concussion, and 2 black eyes. Now, on February 6th, Mr. Watson was apprehended at this location that's listed here at 15:25 hours. He was read his constitutional rights. He invoked and continued to speak freely throughout. And we'll see some of that footage there. And he actually, does what every criminal defense attorney has nightmares about. And he could not stop talking, frankly. We'll take a look at that here shortly.
So, when he's done on the floor, he's done on the floor, bro. He's no longer a threat until...
There is always a threat if he's moving. He could pull out a gun, admit it. He could pull out a gun, admit it. I don't know what's in his waistband.
There's a point where that fight ends, the fine line where that fight was over.
But I don't give a f about the line. I'll literally I'll squish one of their heads. I'll poke their neck in front of everyone.
There's rules, bro.
I don't even care anymore. I've been to prison.
What's your phone number?
10 years. Yeah, next time I'm gonna kill a motherfucker. Straight up, because I'm sick of this shit. Like me defending myself, even have to f***ing sit here right now. I'm famous. I get 90 million messages a day.
They literally attacked me. They hit me first.
Because you're famous and you have these people that are doing this shit. When it's done, bro. When you did the additional kicks, the additional blows, whatever, that's excessive.
Quit lying. You don't know if a guy's getting up if he has a weapon. Stop f***ing lying, all of you. Straight up. I do have a point, so quit trying to make yours. Straight up.
God forbid we get into a fight with somebody here, right? Or a shooting or something. We need to know when to stop.
Guys, but that. You guys saw a mother attack me, and I'm sitting here like I'm in trouble. I'm leaving. You guys should be like, no, that. That guy was sitting in the corner, minding his business, and some 7-foot dude tried to fight him. He got his shit handed to him. That bitch.
I don't think you can drive like that. They're en route already. You want to wait outside for them?
You know how pissed off I am that I get attacked in the fucking gym and this is fucking happening? Like, I'm pissed.
What's your...
Oh, that fight thing? That's crazy. That guy came and assaulted me. You guys... Are they gonna let me go? Cops came, we all watched the video with all the cops. And they let me do.
I came up to him and he said he wanted to fight me. So I came to the gym and they jumped me. Like two of the guys, they're hitting me with a weight, and then he hit with a weighted belt. And like they were pulling my hair, and like.
All right, now let's talk about the court proceedings. On February 7th, 2025, the judge found probable cause for both felony charges, meaning that there was enough evidence to move forward. Bond was set at $2,500 per charge, not exactly a high amount, which tells us that the court doesn't see Watson as a huge flight risk. A few days later, on February 10th, 2025, Watson's attorney waived the arraignment, that's normal, entered a not guilty plea, and requested discovery. That basically means his lawyer is saying, all right, state, show us what you got. A jury trial was also requested, but don't get too excited. That's just standard. It just means there's no plea deal in place yet, or has not been extended at this time. Fast forward to March 7th, 2025, a new prosecutor steps in, Richard Makonda. Now, Richard Makonda is fresh out of law school, class of 2022. In my opinion, this could go one of two ways. Either he's a rookie that's going to play everything by the book, which can make negotiations tough, or he's inexperienced enough to make mistakes that Watson's defense team can exploit. Either way, it'll be interesting to watch. And next up, we got a plea status report on April 2nd, 2025, and a felony sounding on April 17th, 2025. These are just check-ins to see if a deal can be reached. Like I said, there's going to be multiple status reports throughout this case. These are just a couple of them. The judge is likely just wants to know, hey, has there been a plea extended by the state? Does there look like there's going to be any settlement talks or resolution, or are we looking toward that trial date? Now, we have that trial date set there, but it's almost definitely going to change. Trials get delayed all the time, especially when there's a lot of evidence, video and otherwise, as we know there exists in this case. So what's going to happen? That's the big question. Here's my 2 cents, my legal take. I highly doubt this case is going to go to trial. Given the damning surveillance footage that in my opinion, clearly shows Mr. Watson going beyond self-defense when the victim was, on the floor and clearly no longer a threat. So I think his best bet is to negotiate a plea. Now, that also may be difficult. Mr. Watson's not exactly the most sympathetic character. Hopefully they can negotiate something, maybe with probation and anger management, try and keep him out of prison. But again, given his criminal past, given that I don't think he would be very sympathetic to a jury, I think that will be major issues for his defense counsel that I think are, would be very difficult to overcome. In my opinion, the greatest gift, skill that a defense attorney or prosecutor can have is their storytelling ability and their ability to talk to a jury and really make the jury sometimes sympathize with someone that may not be Mother Teresa, right? But with all the footage out there of Wes, just his abrasiveness, I think that's going to be a tough hurdle for them to overcome. So I suspect that this, one way or another, will resolve with the plea negotiation. Now, whether or not that'll keep him out of prison, only time will tell. So what do you guys think? If you were on the jury, would you vote guilty or not guilty? Let me know down below in the comments. Let me know, do you think this was self-defense or was this a brutal assault?